crying out for it, really.
Davey, you're at the sharp end. You're still with Sky as well. Do you think it is going to happen, let's say in the next 5 years?
I think it will happen eventually. Yeah, I think money will talk eventually. I don't think the European Super League is dead, and I think if that comes back into play, I think that will affect the Premiership in England, the Premier League in England, and I think eventually there could be an opportunity. Money always talks, and I think the natural habitat for the Old Firm, I think they're too big for Scottish football. They also create a dominance up here that isn't always healthy for our game. And I think that is a natural progression for them. Don't ask me how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen, but I think money will talk, and they will end up there at some stage.
But is that the thinking that if, let's say, the Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool they've got more commitments in the new league, would they still have a presence in the English league?
Not sure how it works, Paul. I mean, whether the Super League could possibly, I don't see any way it can work within the auspices of UEFA. UEFA obviously tried to strangle it and were successful at strangling it at birth, but it'll come back. There are too many big players, too many big clubs, and too much money involved here, and that the effect that has on the Premier League in England, I think, might create opportunities for the Old Firm.
Barry, you played in Scotland, you played in England as well. Can you see your old club going into a new English league or a British league or some new European?
I mean, would I like to see it happen? I'll be honest, I think if Rangers and Celtic, it did happen for them. I think give them 5 years and I think they would be challenging for the title, because Rangers and Celtic are bigger than the clubs down there, apart from probably Man United, would I say. But my only worry is if both Rangers and Celtic left the Scottish game, what would happen to our clubs up here? I don't think TV would be interested, and I think our clubs would suffer financially, Paul.
But we've got the B already. I know it's in the lower league, but this season there's a Celtic B, there's a Rangers B. Is that maybe the model, that there's a kind of younger team that somewhere in the Scottish divisions that there's still a Rangers?
Yeah, but the problem they've got with the Rangers B and the Celtic B, they're not allowed to get promoted out of the Lowland League, which I find strange. I think they've got to start somewhere. They allowed them to come into the Lowland League. If they go and win it, let them get promoted. But obviously they can't get into the Premier League, but let them try and go through the leagues, because I think it would be a great experience for the young players playing against senior pros.
But Phil, it must drive you crazy that you see the gap now with the big English clubs getting over 100 million a year for TV rights, and your club Rangers gets maybe 3 million. I don't know exactly what it is at the moment.
I think it's even as much as
that.
Not?
That's the gap. The only way is to get control of your TV rights in the future, Phil, that we can see.
No, exactly. It's like sort of Barry was saying, I think both sides of the Old Firm will certainly be able to compete. With that sort of top six, if we have the sort of correct money behind us. Sorry about the croaky voice. It is very early in the morning,
indeed.
And just wake up. But,
but when you see games like tonight and tomorrow, I mean, these are terrific ties, though, aren't they? Aberdeen against Rangers tomorrow at Pittodrie, Celtic against Hibs 60,000. Can we get more of the Scottish teams in this new? I mean, we don't know just now. We don't know what the shape of it's going to be. But I suppose here I'm defending the Scottish game. You've both said it. There's some great games here.
Yeah, I'll always defend the Scottish game, and you've just said it there, Paul. Celtic Hibs at Celtic Park tonight, 60,000. It's a brilliant game. Rangers against Aberdeen going up to Pittodrie, a place that I always enjoy going. The crowd would be right on you all the time. So they're two fantastic games, and we have got real good games up here. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
Tell Alexa to launch Go Radio or listen on the Go Radio app.